Welcome to Proline TV as we take a look at Sunday's race at Watkins Glen up in New York, the Go Bowling at the Glen. Kevin Rogers with you as we take a look at this race on this road course. And of course, with this, you know who the favorite's going to be going into this. It's Shane Van Gisbergen, who has 3 wins this season, all on road courses. And he is the favorite heading into this race, a plus 120 at DraftKings. Connor Zilic right behind him at 5-1, who also excels on the road courses. And then a lot of the names you know, Kyle Larson among them, 11-1, and William Byron, who won it back in 2023 at this course. He is listed at 12-1. And we'll see if Byron can pick up a second win in the last 3 years here at Watkins Glen. And back to Van Gisbergen for a second. He did finish second last year at Watkins Glen, right behind Chris Buescher, who ended up winning his first race in several seasons last year over at Watkins Glen. Christopher Bell also in the mix at 12-1. Michael McDowell at 14-1. We'll talk about him in just a moment. Chase Elliott also at 14-1 among the favorites. And taking a look at some of the head-to-head props, we'll have one coming up in just a moment. And you see Van Gisbergen, look at that, minus 210 against Kyle Larson. So interesting there and how big of a favorite he is in that spot. And also for Byron against Ross Chastain, Byron a heavy favorite at minus 150. And with that being said, now we're going to take a look at our best bets for this race coming up on Sunday. Let's begin with the head-to-head. And Michael McDowell at minus 150 against Chris Buescher. Now, what's interesting here is Buescher, the last 3 races at Watkins Glen, he's finished 9th, 7th, and 1 last year. So he's had 3 consecutive top 10 finishes at this track, but yet he's a plus 110 dog to Michael McDowell, who in the last 3 races at Watkins Glen, he's finished 6th, 36, had an electrical issue. That's what pushed him towards the back, and 7th. So 2 top 7 finishes in the last 3, and McDowell, as this heavy of a favorite, kind of tells you something here against the reigning champion at this track. So we're going to take Michael McDowell at minus 150 against Chris Buescher as our head-to-head pick. Now, as far as our we're not going to go with an outright this week, but we're going to go with the top Chevy manufacturer's pick and go with Kyle Larson at 9-1. A couple numbers here on Larson. He won at this track in 2021 and 2022, but he is in the same category as Shane Van Gisbergen, who is an odds-on favorite as the top Chevy, and we know his success on the road course. But for Larson, this is one number I really want to emphasize. He finished 28th at Iowa last week. This season, after finishing 20th or worse, his next race, he's finished 3rd, 1st, 8th, 7th, and 4th. So 6 finishes in the top 8, 4 in the top 4. And I know you can get 11-1 on him to win the race outright, but 9-1 just to finish as the top Chevy. And yes, you have to finish ahead of Van Gisbergen. I understand that. But still, I think that Larson is definitely worth a look here at that price. So we're going to take Kyle Larson. And also on that head-to-head, if you go back to that, you're not getting as much value because you would think Larson would finish ahead of Van Gisbergen. And I don't know if any other Chevy drivers would finish ahead of Larson. So that's more of the point. Like if Larson is going to do this, he's going to be the top Chevy driver, I believe, if he can beat Van Gisbergen. That someone's not going to beat both of them. So we're going to go with Kyle Larson at 9-1 here as the top Chevy coming up on Sunday at Watkins Glen. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Proline TV. Plenty of NASCAR videos you could check out to get you ready for the race on Sunday. And also NFL preseason's underway. So a lot of preview videos for the NFL and also college football with that kicking off in just a few weeks. I am Kevin Rogers. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, best of luck with your bets.